Set up a chair against a wall or some sturdy furniture so it won't move. The feet of the chair on your mat. Have something to sit on in front of the chair. I'm using a bolster here. You could use blocks or cushions. You want to set yourself up so that the front of the seat of the chair is right against your shoulder blades or just below. Hands behind your head, ease back. I've got a cushion on the chair to support the head. And then when I feel comfortable, I reach the arms through the chair, interlacing the fingers, pointing the index fingers to deepen the stretch through the upper back. This may be too much and you can keep your hands behind your head. Just experiment with what feels good for you. And when it's time to come up, hands behind your head, support your head and come on up to sitting. So take your time with that and play around with it. The second variation is Supta Virasana. Again, I'm going to use the bolster, just turning it the other way so that I can kind of sit on it like a saddle. Okay, heels either side of it, hips on the bolster. Chair in the same place. You might like to put a folded blanket on your chair if it's a wooden chair. Mine is a padded chair, so it feels nice and comfortable. Hands behind the head against the same position. Okay, this support through the upper back. We're trying to open up the heart, the thoracic spine, the tight part of the back. Mind your neck and make sure that that cushion supports your head so you don't feel like your head is arched back and your neck is under any kind of strain. Again, you could play around with the hands, reaching through if your chair will allow. Be here and just see what works for you. Breathe deeply into it and take your time. Enjoy that feeling of openness. And when it's time to come up, again, support your head. A little support with the fingertips to lift the head and come up. Now take your time after that. Come to child's pose or a standing forward bend or something to just ease out your back a little bit. So I'm coming to Uttanasana here. You could bend your knees as much as you like, hang down. And when you're ready to come out of it, roll up slowly through your spine. So the next thing I'm going to show you here is a back bend over a ball. So any kind of exercise ball or fit ball. Sit on it, feet nice and hip width apart, grounded. Kind of roll the ball forward so that you end up lying back over it. You reach your arms back overhead. Here I'm actually holding the base of the sofa. And when I feel nice and stable here, I'll just play around with lengthening the feet a little bit away, perhaps even straightening the legs. Holding the sofa is kind of nice because you get that feeling of security. You're not going to fall. But don't be afraid to let go. Let the fingertips drop towards the earth. It feels amazing. Relax and breathe into it. This needs no warm-up. You can just rest yourself back over a ball to unwind at the end of a day. This next bit, wheel over the ball, do your warm-up. A full yoga practice is what I had done before this. You root your hands down on the ground, you let go of your ego and you push through your hands and your feet and you see what happens. Perhaps you'll rise up into a wheel. It's pretty intense. Don't push it. Come down on the ball. Regroup. I shift my feet a little bit. It feels better. Push up again. So play around, experiment. You've got the ball there to come back down onto. So you can play with coming in and out, finding your beautiful open wheel, breathing into it. But my favorite place is really being on the ball, stretching the legs out long, the arms overhead, and really just resting into that, breathing into it and unwinding the rounding that happens through our daily lives, through the spine. When it's time to come up, you bend your knees, you put your feet on the ground again like you did towards the beginning, and you roll the ball forwards towards the heels as much as you can, even coming to sit right down on the ground if you can. If you need to, at some point, just bring the hands behind your head to support it, to lift it up. And then bring yourself down. I love to kind of sit in almost a squat and just lean the back against the ball. The curve of the ball really supports the back. Relax your neck and eventually allow your head just to come back to neutral and feel the effects